Good news, everyone. We don't have to watch the Mariners today. Colby, hit it.
You are Locked On Mariners, your daily Seattle Mariners podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Ahoy, sailors. It is Thursday, September 4th, 2025. This is Tyler Gonzalez and Colby Patnode for the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament ends October 31st, 2025. And as always, if you want to hear from me and Colby even more and help support the show, you can check out our Patreon. All you have to do to check that out is click the link in the description of this episode. So nothing has changed since the last time we were on here. So Colby, what do you want to talk about? What's new in your life?
So many ways I could go with that, but family show. So yeah, I get to watch or I have to watch, I should say, the group of people that are slowly killing me and my will to live because I have to do this job. So and it's a job I like doing. It's not a job that I'm particularly excited to do right now because much like you guys, and who could blame you, you've given up on this Mariner team, which means you don't consume Mariners content, which, obviously doesn't help us any. So yeah, when the Mariners lose, they're literally taking money out of my pocket. And when they lose like this, when they don't care, which was confirmed by JP Crawford the other night, and then as if they needed to prove that point, they went out and they took the field last night and the game was over before the second inning was over. It's not great right now. So welcome to Locked On Marvel. Ty and I are going to rank the 38 Marvel projects along with the, 85,000 whatever TV shows they're coming up with. I don't even know what the latest one is. So yeah, we're going to do that instead. Or maybe we'll do Locked On Big Brother or Locked On New Uniforms. The Kraken's uniforms glow in the dark, which is pointless, but okay, whatever. They look fine.
They go hard though. They go hard.
Yeah. If your big shtick is that you glow in the dark, I don't. That's kind of childish, but whatever. That's why Ty's wearing those shoes that light up at the bottom when you jump.
And they have wheels. They have wheels too. Yeah.
Yeah. But with the custom like scrunchy shoelaces, so Ty doesn't have to tie his shoes. So yeah,
they're Velcro
great.
straps.
There you go. Even better. Yeah. Things are going great right now, as you can tell, because my mental health is at 100%. Obviously, to be selfish about it, there's a financial aspect for us that, when the Mariners don't play well or they play like this isn't even playing well. They're not struggling. They suck. When that happens, you guys don't consume Mariners content, which don't blame you at all. We're not doing.
I mean, if you're listening to this message right now, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
We really do, because we need you guys to listen so that Ty and I can make a living. So yeah,
so we can actually do this job every single day like we do.
It gets a little personal when the Mariners play that poorly and it takes money out of our pockets. So I have that kind of hanging over my head while I'm watching this team, literally pee their pants as for the third straight summer, because I don't know what I'm allowed to say on here anymore. Like it's frustrating, and it feels personal at this point, and I don't know. Like I'm not doing well. Is the grand summary here? Like my mental health is shot. I need this off day more than the Mariners do, and it's. I long for the days of me complaining about like, oh, I can't believe Dan Wilson bunted in a 3-3 game in the 8th inning, instead of being like, oh, cool, George Kirby's just serving up batting practice and then he's just going to go headhunting because he sucks tonight. Cool, yeah, no, that's awesome. So yeah, it sucks, and I got to sit here and be like, but they're in the playoff race still, so everything's better. It doesn't. It makes it worse.
Yeah, no, like again, they're getting saved by the out of town scoreboard constantly right now. Now, not as far as the division goes last night, but again, the Royals lost again last night. The Rangers lost. Like, they entered this road trip up 3 games in the wild card, and they've gone, what, 1-5 now? Yeah, 1-5 now. And they're up 2.5 games in the wild card. Like, nothing has really changed on that front, except for the fact that now the Rays are in it. Should mention that because they split the season series, that tiebreaker now goes to interdivisional record, and is very likely the Mariners are going to have that tiebreaker because the Rays are 16-23 against the East. They still have 4 series to go against division opponents. The Mariners are 27-18 against the West, and they have 2
series left.
Yeah, they have 2 series left. So they're probably going to have the tiebreaker. So the Rays are what, 3 games back now? So it's more like
2.5, I think, actually.
2.5. So it's more like 3.5.
I mean, let's be honest. The Mariners aren't going to need the tiebreakers. They're going to miss the playoffs clean by a couple games. Probably get eliminated on game 161 or 162 again. Boy, that might be nice to mix things up, wouldn't it? Anyways.
Yeah, this is kind of this is kind of the default that I think a lot of Mariners fans go to for obvious reasons, because we've seen it time and time again. I don't blame anyone for freaking out. I'm freaking out right now. I've hit the panic button internally. I'm not going to, mess around here and get on this podcast and lie to you and be like, I'm not that concerned. No, I'm very concerned because I'm a Mariners fan and I've seen this. I've seen this happen a lot. But I'm also trying to be rational in my head right now and having this constant battle right now of like, hey, look, like, thankfully, the rest of the league has been very forgiving to the Mariners, and now they have the opportunity to take advantage of that. So hopefully they do. But hey, the road doesn't get any easier, because starting tomorrow and for the next 3, they're going to face Chris Sale, Spencer Strider, and Hurston Waldrop. Not that it really matters who they face right now, but yeah. So Josh Naylor exited from yesterday's game pretty early on. Luke Raley also exited. Eugenio Suarez wound up finishing the game at first base last night. Things got weird. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is once again brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. All right, folks, it's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power you through your day, 5 Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. In golf, is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavor 5 Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the bev cart. And now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast. For instant reactions following every Mariners game, be sure to tune in to the Mariners postcast with Anderson Hurst and Christopher Crawford, available on both the Locked On Mariners YouTube and podcast feeds. Locked On has also put together a survey to learn more about our listeners and make your favorite podcasts even better. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey to get started. Everyone who completes this survey will be entered for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. Either scan the QR code on the screen, click the link in the description. Colby looks like he's asleep, and I don't blame him. I do not blame him in the slightest.
I don't look any more asleep than George Kirby did on the mound yesterday.
Woof. Yeah. So like we talked about, or like I mentioned there at the end of segment 1, Luke Raley exited the game. Josh Naylor also exited the game. That's why Raley was in the game in the first place. Eugenio Suarez finished this one at first base. Things got very weird. But Rayleigh apparently tweaked something in his side again. Didn't seem like Dan was too concerned about it, but we'll see over the course of the weekend. Naylor was just to get him out early. You know, he's been managing his shoulder thing, so it doesn't seem like that's anything really. But
yeah, I mean, to be fair, Dan only gave up on that game 2 innings after his team did, so like that's not too bad.
Yeah. But yeah, Rayleigh, that's one to keep an eye on here because obviously he's had the oblique thing this year. Yeah,
just don't really go away.
Yeah, and then you know he had what did they call it, a back thing his last time?
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, now he's
like
tweaked something to his side.
For Luke.
Unfortunately. So yeah, so if Luke, and again, it doesn't seem like this is going to wind up happening, but if Luke does have to miss time here, who are you calling up?
Well, Robles is going to get back, so that's you know, that helps, and obviously he's a better fit for that platoon than Rayleigh, and Rayleigh barely played, but you're still playing a man down, even if you know you just swap Rayleigh and Robles. So yeah, it's a tough one. If you're going to give them the Harry Ford treatment, I don't care who you call up. If you actually want somebody who could be useful and valuable to you late in the game, I think Samad Taylor makes sense. I think Miles Mastrobuoni makes sense. Mastrobuoni's a left-handed hitter, so kind of replaces Rayleigh's, you know, left-handed bat off the bench. I think Ben Williamson would be interesting. He's made some changes down at Tacoma. The results have been very nice. And also you could really use some late game defense. Not that it really matters right now. You're losing these games in the second inning anyways, but you know, just in case this team decides to ever play good baseball again, it might be nice to have a guy on your bench. You'd be like, go play third base because Gino is mediocre there now. And we need to make sure that, you know, we have our best shot to win. So all in all, I think if you're just going to not play the guy at all, ever, it doesn't really matter. But I guess Miles Mastrobuoni at least gives you another infield option and also gives you a left-handed bat, and he's on the 40 man already. So yeah, I think probably Mastrobuoni, but you know, Samad Taylor, even though he's a righty, probably gives you more defense, more base running chops in the outfield, more defense in the outfield than Mastrobuoni. So probably somebody like that, but I think they would just probably play it safe and go with Miles.
Yeah, it would be Mastrobuoni or Williamson for me, because right now your backup third baseman, if anything, knock on wood, happens to Gino, is Leo Rivas. I don't feel good about that defensively.
I mean, Leo Rivas had the best at bats of anybody in the entire series. So
he did. But
will he be in the lineup tomorrow? No, because Cole Young's hitting like $130 over his last 20 games. You can't mess with that.
So that's overall my issue with this club as a whole, and a big discussion we'll probably have this off season when we reflect on this campaign as a whole. Even if they do get to the postseason, there are hardly ever repercussions for poor play. And this is not just a Dan Wilson thing. This is, you know, and the coaching staff thing. This is also the front office. Like Dylan Moore was here far too long. Donovan Solano was here far too long. It's like, yeah, eventually they paid the price for their poor play, but it was well after it was time. Well after it was time. And now it's like, there was an article on the Seattle Times today about how, they've had 6 guys play 135 plus games. I think it was
4 right now.
4. Yeah. But, you know, and there's the question of like, are they wearing down? Is this part of it as well? And it's like, yeah, because you're just kind of sticking with the same lineup every single time out. You're rolling with guys despite them struggling mightily. Like Cole Young right now, you're not giving Cole Young a blow right now, which he could really use, frankly. Same with JP. You know, same with a lot of these guys, frankly. But like, you know, JP, those two,
Randy, Julio, Cal, basically play every single day.
Those two guys, though, in particular, JP and Cole Young, stand out more than most here. And you can easily get them a day off. You can do that by having Polo out there, by having Leo Rivas out there, by giving, you know, Harry Ford a DH day, etc.
Imagine that.
It's just there is no, this goes back to like the sense of urgency thing we've talked about, right? It's not just the players, it's also the coaching staff in the front office and how they have handled how playing time has been dispersed, who gets to stay on the roster, who gets kept down in AAA. Like there has been very little sense of urgency from the top down. And yeah, like Leo Rivas has been killing it in AAA. Killing it. And earlier this season, he helped you win games at the major league level.
It's pretty good.
I think you should play that guy at least once here. See what happens. Mm-hmm. You just got to go with the hot hand right now, especially while things are just falling apart at the moment. Like you need to just go with the hot hand.
By the way, like, what are you worried about? That Leo Rivas is somehow worse than Cole Young has been over the last 3 weeks? That's not really possible. Like, he can't be. He might be as bad, but it's not going to get worse. JP Crawford, same thing. Like, what, you worried Leo Rivas won't give you what JP Crawford gives you? It's really not much that he's given you. So what are you really risking? And also, this goes back to, you know, the whole, what have we been saying, like pretty much all summer, even early in the spring? It's like, you got to, you know, use your bench. You have to put a bench out there that you can use, because you can't ask Julio Rodriguez to play 160 games. You can't ask Randy to play 160 games. And we saw a ton of times early in the year where it was just like, yeah, these same three guys are playing every single day. You should probably get this guy in there. You should probably get this guy a day off. Oh, look, you have, you know, an off day today, and you can give Julio 2 days off in a row and only have him miss one game. You should probably take advantage of that. And they never really did. Now, I get some of it is that Dylan Moore was so bad that the guy that they would use for most of those players just wasn't really an option. But you kept him on the roster all that time.
Yeah.
Like, you have to use your bench. You have to utilize your bench. It is a marathon. You have to utilize it. And it's the same thing with, like, you know, at some point you're going to run Edward Bizardo into the ground because he's pitching in blowouts. And that's a leverage arm for you. And he's throwing in an 8-0 game, like, because you don't have the depth in the bullpen to go to anybody else. It just doesn't make sense. This team has done a horrendous job of managing, you know, just opportunity and playtime and long-term health. And it's so weird because you look at how they've handled guys like Solano and Moore. It's like, oh, well, big picture, right? Like, these guys, the track record, and we're going to trust it, and we're going to be very patient with them. And then they just never really took the big picture view with their lineup. Mm-hmm. So many guys playing every single night. And it's like, yeah, of course they're wearing down. You overuse them in May and June and July, and eventually that is going to come to pass. Like, you're going to have to pay the piper on that. And so it just feels like that's part of what's happening right now. Again, I don't want to give them any more excuses. They're playing terribly, but is part of that because they're exhausted because they never really got time off this year for 4 or 5 of these guys? Yeah, I think that's a valid excuse, but like, you know, it's still, you got to do your job, man.
Yeah. Again, to me, this is ultimately on the players. This is not a situation where we go, it's ownership, it's Jerry. But Jerry, Dan, etc., not really putting these guys in the best position to succeed.
No, I think the important thing is that, you know, it's to go back to kind of a Pete Carroll philosophy. The job of the coaches is to put players in the best position for that individual player to succeed. Like, that's your job, is to make sure that, like, hey, what, this guy can't do this, he can't do this. This is what he does really well. We're going to ask him to just do that. And we're going to protect him. And we're going to, you know, when the situation calls for it, we're going to call him back, and we're going to hold him back, and we're going to attack it this way because that's not what that guy does well. Like, you have to protect your player at some point. If you expect the player to go out there and give you his best every single night, great. That's a fair expectation. But you have to help protect that player too. So that means sometimes it's like, hey, Randy, I know you're on a heater right now. You need a day off, because when we get into September, we don't want you playing at 60% because you don't have the legs anymore, because you're exhausted, because you played 38 straight games before we gave you this day off. And the Mariners just never really did that. They didn't help their players help themselves. At the trade deadline, they didn't really do that. They did a little bit. I mean, it's tough to say the Mariners didn't do a good job at the deadline when they got the two best bats that were available.
Yeah.
But you look at how Dan's managed his bench. It's been dreadful all year. You look at how he's managed his bullpen. It's been dreadful all year. And now those receipts are starting to come due. And it's very easy to look at this and be like, hey, boy, Cal's struggling right now. Is it because he's just struggling right now? And that's just kind of how it goes sometimes? Yeah, maybe. Could it be because he's played 130 of the 135 games that the Mariners have played, whatever it is? Like, yeah, that probably has something to do with it as well, even with all the DH days. Like, you have to build a team. And this part goes back to the GM, which also goes back to ownership, because ownership won't spend the money. And if you're the Mariners, you're the front office, it's like, okay, well, where do we not want to spend money if we have a limited amount? Probably not on the bench and probably not on the bullpen. And guess what? Both of those have been problems, and they didn't address them at the deadline. And a big part of that is because they don't have the luxury of money to go spend on the bench and on the bullpen. So they kind of have to cut corners there. So it's all connected. But ultimately, yes, this is still on the players, 100%.
Can you imagine being Harry Ford, getting your first call up to the major league level, and you walk into this? Team meeting happens the second day that you're in the big leagues. And I don't know about you, but just looking at the players' body language, I talked about this on the show yesterday. Looking at the players' body language in game 2, it looked different. It didn't look a good kind of different, but it looked different. It looked like, oh God, we're blowing this, and now we're all pressing. And you can kind of tell that, you can tell that guys are trying to do too much right now. Like Polo trying to stretch that single into a double yesterday, getting thrown out. That's also what you can't have happen
Polo
here.
Had an awful series on the bases. Oh my God.
We need better efforts here, but we also need you to not do too much.
You have to be smart about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
You just got to get back to playing your game. That's it.
I don't know. If you're Harry Ford, you're not sitting around looking at this being like, I can't get into this lineup. They don't think I can help this team. Are you serious? We just got our doors blown off in a 3-game series. What'd they give up? They gave up what, 25 runs in 3 games? Harry Ford, you're sitting there, you're watching pass ball after pass ball go by Mitch Garver, and you're like, you're worried I can't catch George Kirby? You looking at this guy right here? What? I don't know, man. And by the way, you get called up. This is the second time you've been with the big league club this year, and you've gotten 0 appearances. You're still waiting to get your first major league at bat. And it's not like the Mariners didn't have opportunities to give it to them over the last 3 days.
All right. So we're going to wrap things up here with a little bit of a list. The 10 plus things more enjoyable than watching the Mariners right now, coming your way in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by Gametime. Have you ever decided at the last minute to head to a Mariners game, either by yourself or with friends or family? Maybe it's game day and suddenly you realize, I want to be in the stands. Well, that's exactly where Gametime comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Gametime makes it possible. Gametime makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast. So watching the Mariners is not fun at all right now. In fact, it's one of the least fun things that I have to do on basically a daily basis right now. maybe the least favorite thing of mine to do right now on a daily basis. So today we're going to give you 10 or so things that are more enjoyable than watching the Mariners right now. Colby, you want to kick us off? What do you enjoy more than the Mariners right now?
All right. Well, this is a bit of a deep cut as, well, I mean, it's more of a niche audience here, but some people will get it. If you do get it, I applaud you. If not, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It is more enjoyable to watch Big Brother 9 right now than it is to watch the Seattle Mariners. If you know, you know. If you don't really care. And how do I know it's more enjoyable? Because I am literally watching Big Brother 9 right now while the Mariner game is on, because it is more compelling television than what I'm seeing from Seattle. So, yes, Big Brother 9 is much more fun to watch right now than the Mariners.
How about sitting in the DMV with no phone battery? Especially with no phone battery, then I don't have to check the Mariners. I can't check the Mariners score. I can't, put on MLB TV on my phone. I don't even have that like thought in the back of my head of like, oh, let's see what the Mariners are doing. I can't. And then I just got to wait there for hours in that fluorescent lighting.
Watching the Incredible Hulk movie is more fun than watching this Mariners baseball team.
Like the Edward Norton one?
Yes. I don't know if that's the Hulk or the Incredible Hulk. They all suck. Let's be honest. They all suck.
Yeah.
Take your pick. Which one? Also, just to throw it in there, Green Lantern. Any of the first two iterations of the Fantastic Four.
Seth Rogen's the Green Hornet.
I've never seen that, but maybe I should watch it.
It's terrible.
Because that's probably better than watching this.
It's terrible, but it's better than watching the Mariners right now. Yeah. How about getting thrown into the octagon with prime John Bones Jones?
He'd tap in 10 seconds.
All right, how about taking a punch from prime Mike Tyson? That's more enjoyable than watching the Mariners right now.
Like he could land a punch on me. I saw him fight Jake Paul. How about being locked out of your house on a 100-degree day with no shade? That's more fun than watching this Mariners baseball team right now.
Yikes. No drink either. No bev. Yikes. How about going into the 90-mile-per-hour batting cages and parking yourself on top of home?
Happy Gilmore, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to say, how about when you pour yourself a bowl of cereal only to realize you don't have any milk?
Oof.
Yeah, that's more fun than watching this Mariners team right now.
Oh, that sucks.
Best dry cereal, by the way, Fruit Loops.
I was going to say
Honey
Apple
Nut
Jacks.
Cheerios. I don't really like Apple Jacks.
Of
Too
course
spicy.
How about watching Super Bowl 40 and 49 back to back? Too much? Too far?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I feel like enough time has passed.
Maybe, yeah. Especially 40.
At the very least, I could be like, hey, there's Marquand Manuel.
I mean, like at the very least, I could be like, oh, the refs screwed us, not my team screwing me. It's not their fault. Watching the Pete Carroll quits press conference is more fun than watching the Mariners right now. Yeah.
Quits.
I mean, you know what I mean. Resign,
watch yourself. Yeah, watch yourself. He got fired.
He got fired, but they didn't want to say that. Like, you know what I mean.
I still haven't watched that in full to this day. I can't. I couldn't get through it. How about listening to someone talk about their fantasy football team? That's more enjoyable than watching the Mariners right now.
Yeah, which is something everybody's guilty of.
Yeah.
Because you don't care about their fantasy football team, but you know they care about yours.
Hey, man, in our CTZ league, I was able to get Justin Jefferson in the first and then get Derrick Henry on the wrap.
Walking into a table toe first is more enjoyable than watching this Mariners baseball team.
Stepping on a Lego. That's more enjoyable as well. Yeah. And that's going to do it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Mix it in.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Locked On Mariners podcast. For Colby Patnode, I'm Titan Gonzalez. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at LO_Mariners. You can follow me at Titan Gonzalez and Colby at CPAT11. That's CPAT11. We're also on Blue Sky. You can follow me at TDG, Colby at MLB Colby, and the show at Locked On Mariners. You can also find us on Instagram at Locked On Mariners. Have yourself a beautiful baseball day, and we'll see you next time. Peace.